Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. And happy Wednesday. We are back to talk Paradise Season 2, Episode 5, The Mailman. And I'm excited to get into it. Come in, speak, say hello. And of course, y'all see her, y'all love her. Tyra over at Struggle Reviews. How are you today? And are you ready to get into Paradise?
I am awesome, and I'm always ready to talk smack about Paradise. Let's go.
Not talk smack about it, Lord. Hey, C Golden, it's good to see you. Good to see you. What's going on, Jay Jeter 96? Hope you're having an amazing hump day. What's up, Anakin, not Vader? Hope you're doing well. Hey, Tony T, what's going on? What's going on? Yes, be sure to leave a likey like. What's going on, partner? Rico in the building. Rico in the building. What's going on, honey? Ray Amore. Hey, good people. Gary a lot, and the truth ain't in them. Listen, we're gonna get into all the things. We're gonna get into all of the things. So we start here every single day, and I want to go first because overall, I enjoyed this. This is probably my favorite episode of the season so far. I loved this episode. I think it's because it felt very reminiscent of like bygone days in terms of storytelling. I'm not mad ever at a flashback moment, but I think they did a really great character study on Gary, our mailman. Not just because we got to understand him kind of as his core of who he is, but we're left in limbo at the end of the episode about who really was he. And I love an episode that's going to have me questioning things. We got confirmation of some theories people had in terms of Link. We got introduced to some really cool new characters. I wasn't mad at this episode, and I've watched it a good 2-3 times at this point. But Tyra, I know you may feel differently. Let the people know, what were your overall thoughts of episode 5? And y'all, drop it in the chat. Let us know. Scale of 1 to 10. 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. How would you rate episode 5?
I love how you anticipate me dropping the bomb. This was a very well-written episode. I was not mad at it. This is how you introduce a new side character and make them integral with the storyline of somebody who's already existing. This is an example of something that we did in one episode that I felt like we couldn't do with that lady who left Sterling K. Brown with that baby in 3. Okay. I know it can be done. Like I know you guys have those great writing capabilities. I felt like like you said, his character study was really, really great. It was very well rounded. Was it well rounded enough for me to trust him? No, I know an incel when I see one. I was like, sir, please. I know what you came here for. But this was definitely on par with the first season as far as tying into that story, because I don't know about everybody else, but I'm anticipating so much that's going on like in the dome and in the bunker that we just haven't gotten back to. So when we come here and we're outside of it, I really need things to be cooking and pushing the narrative along just as interesting as what I feel like we're not getting to see in the dome. And this was one of those. I was really into this character because even by the end, we still don't know exactly what he did and what he's up to and his exact motive. We might know it's wrong, but we don't know what's really going on here. And I like to be intrigued. This was not a bad episode.
No, we love a little intrigue, a little mystery, a little, divisiveness. We love it there. Andrew says 8. Okay. Sounds of the Universe gives this episode an 8. C Golden says 8.5. Honey Ray says a solid 9. All right. And hey, Nicole. Hey, Nicole. Rico, my partner, says 8.7. Okay. Okay, Rico, I see you there. 0.7. Anakin says 9 out of 10. Nicole says 8.9, my fave this season. Same, sister. Same. This was my favorite episode this season. Not Gary was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs in more ways than one. And we're going to get into it, y'all. We're going to get into it. So, again, episode 5 was the mailman. Xavier meets Gary and learns what happened to Terry on the day. But did he, though? But did he really learn what happened? But I want to know immediately, hero or villain? I was really, really, what I will say, I enjoyed the music selection. I'm a Counting Crows girly, like I'm a fan. And so we have a song playing throughout. And I just want to know immediately, because I don't think he's all or one thing. I think that Gary is kind of like an amalgamation of all of the things. I think it's one of those situations about like when the rubber meets the road, who will you show up as? And who will you be? And so, of course, the Counting Crows song that was playing throughout was Mr. Jones and Me. And basically, the song talks about this man kind of saying, if I do this, if I do this, if I do this, then everybody will love me and I will never be lonely again. Loneliness was kind of like the constant theme throughout this entire episode between him and his friend, but mainly him. So, Tyra, before we get fully into the events of the episode, is Gary a hero or a villain? And what did you think of the musical tie-in? Because of course we have the original version playing, and then as the episode ends and we're kind of seeing Gary unmasked, we're having a cover of the same song playing. So what did you think of it? Did it strike anything for you?
You know, we been in them Counting Crows 90 Street. Soon as the sha la 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 hit, I say, okay, thou art a villain. Thou art a sympathetic villain, but he's a villain. I like that we ended off the last episode and we were all indifferent, and we were right to assume that when we met him, it was like, oh, Terry was my best good friend and I just loved and cared about her so much. We thought it was going to go into something romantic and that they embarked on this relationship because the vibes were there and we felt his emotion, even though he was lying and saying something different. I think he's going to be sympathetic because of reasoning, but this is a villain. It's a quiet one, but this is a villain, and we're going to hurt and care. But from what we saw in this episode, whatever you're willing to do to cater to your own emotions or your own loneliness, Mr. Jones, we can't be susceptible to that. People ain't got to get deaded about that. So this is a villain, honey.
Oh Lord. And see, I was riding with Gary. I was really trying. I was like, he's an incel with a heart of gold. Like, we're gonna get through this and he's gonna be a good man, Savannah. And then I was like, damn it, he's not. But again, in the song, and this is from an interview from the lead singer, and he talks about the song, of course, and he says, like the character in the song keeps saying, when everybody loves me, I'll never be lonely. And you're supposed to know that that's not the way it's gonna be. Like, it's never gonna be that way, Gary. There's nothing that you can do. There's nothing you can say that's really going to make everybody love you, especially when you've gone your whole life being this type of person. I'm in the middle of the road. I'm going to say neither right now. I don't think he's a hero, and I'm not going to call him a villain for taking out Ennis, because Ennis was hell. And Ennis kept rubbing salt in the wound. Listen, hear me out.
Ennis, that when we get there, that man didn't do nothing.
Ennis was playing games, and I don't like that. Because don't tell me we're back to being the two loneliest men in the world. Don't remind me. Like, keep it cute. Well, yeah, she really gonna go now. They got a whole train. She didn't have to make no more fuel. Oh, she really leaving your ass now.
Oh, these were lonely kindred spirits. He was feeding into things the same way that Gary here was. Like, I'm going to tell you this so we can prep to become the loneliest two, like we were before the apocalypse happened. He didn't debt nobody to do it though.
I don't know. But it does make me nervous because I don't know where these people are, and I don't know what Gary did. Gary's a liar. That's what I will give him. Gary's a liar. He's a big liar.
I'm telling you. Don't tell me about that man being a villain when Gary very much gives Jonestown and he made everybody sip the Kool-Aid except for Terry and that boy.
Villain. They took everybody at gunpoint. I said, what? Okay, where's my effing wife? So now we are back to how last episode ended and how this episode opened. Where's my effing wife, Gary? Gary, I've got this white baby strapped to my chest, and I want to know because I will pull the trigger. Terry was my partner. This was our boy. We raised a son together over these past 3 years, and I loved her more than life itself, Xavier. And I want to help get her, but I'm overpowered, outgunned, outmanned. They took everybody, all right? My best friend betrayed us. He told the people where our encampment was, and they came with blickies and stole everybody, right? That's the story we're getting. And for the first time, since we've seen damn Xavier outside of the bunker, he's kind of moving into his true Secret Service nature that I thought he'd abandoned, Tyra. I thought he forgot about it until it came over here to this man. Where's my effing wife? And he wasn't getting off Gary's neck for a good long while. But Tyra, what did you think of the opening or closing of last episode? And what do you think Xavier's feeling in this moment? And we already know we can't trust Gary. This is one of the most unreliable narrators I've seen in a story in a very long time. What can we believe from him at this point?
I mean, at this point with Xavier, I said, calm down. Daddy, chill. Where did all this chutzpah come from? Because we didn't have it several episodes ago. I just, it was like a shock to the system to see him get here and be automatically gunned and guarded. Like, since when? It's been sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows since we touched down and Miss Thing wrapped up our leg before she gave us this baby. Or we're gonna wave to the common person on the street and hi, and it's all just jolly. But when we get here, umpteen years later, at the aspect of, where's my wife? And she's still here. So look at here, Will Smith, Big Willie. Calm down. Don't hit me with that. I think it just really fed into this narrative of him kind of being guarded, like he's getting a sensibility already about maybe he felt what we felt when he said Terry was my partner and they took our boy, they took everybody, they took my best good friend. So hold on, I don't like the emphasis, the pause around partner. Was she your what? I can understand that, but him just all of the gun and the attitude and the, I thought he was going to turn that blicky sideways. I said, hold on, Xavier, pipe down. Secret Service? But he didn't. I can understand it, but this was just very telling that this was the one time that he's rolled up with all of the bravado and the extraness, and it's Gary, who looks to be just as harmless as a fly.
The lies. Talking about, I don't know nothing about no blicky. Oh, you know enough, Gary. You know enough
We
about a
don't have
gun.
any guns here. I don't know. Oh my god.
Oh no, we used all those. I don't, what are you talking about? So now we get a flashback and we're starting at the very beginning. We're meeting Gary. Kind of, it's very much parallels the story of the active shooter in season one, right? Where we're getting to know him outside of the bunker and everything he did until he made the attempt on President Cal's life and all of that stuff. Anyway, but now we're here and he's a mailman, Tyra, just doing his biggest one, playing video games at night. I don't know why in the most recent series, probably the last 6 months or so, I have seen so many men in front of computer screens. I'm like, what is it an incel like storm? Is it raining incels at this moment? But he's an incel prepper and he meets Ennis online gaming and they just kind of start talking and sharing these YouTube videos that of course seem like deep conspiracy stuff, but talking about, this bunker that's being built in Colorado, this cataclysmic end of times apocalyptic situation that they're going to be in. But they take heed. Gary says, I'm going to take my pension because I work at the post office, benefits. All right, I'm going to take that. I found out that my post office used to be a bomb shelter, fallout shelter. All right, so we can be there. They've got cement walls, and we'll just get somebody in each industry. We'll get a nurse, we'll get a gardener, we'll get, somebody who knows about munitions and all. Well, maybe not. Maybe we don't need anybody with blickies. But they come up with this whole plan, Tyra, and they execute it. They execute it fairly quickly, all on Gary's dime. However, we get the sense that Ennis is kind of going to be the head man in charge. So what did you think of our introduction to him? Again, he's doing his mailman duties. He's, playing with the dogs. He's saying hello to Miss Johnson. He's looking at the little boy when the heroin addict parents. And, now he's prepping.
Unfortunately, like I say, like at least the past 5 years, it's been hell for the incels in TV. So my guard was up the moment he was sitting in front of that screen. I said, "Yep, you can't trust him." They only depict incels as one way. Unfortunately, I do think that Gary is going to be more nuanced because from what we can see, he's just on the cusp of, oh, this might happen, so we need to start prepping. But it wasn't with any malicious intent initially, so it's like we have to give him grace for that. But it's the pairing of him and cell friends, like, so let's prep and who should be down there. I was like, I would love to see the data sheet that y'all send these folks to convince them to come down there with y'all because okay. But we have all our ducks in the row. But what I found most interesting was when it was like, well, if you could take anybody or what life will be like down there, like who would it be? What would you do? Like who would you miss? And he's like, I don't know. I was like, oh Lord. Oh Lord. It just felt like a case of you can't really miss what you never had. So the intent towards Terry or Bean or just their dynamic it wasn't malicious because I've never had that. All I know is that I'm the community kind of unnoticed mailman. Like he kind of walks with his head down. I do my job. I play my games. I find my kinship in the gaming world, and I go home. But now this kind of puts him in a position of authority that he's never had. So then, we start to act up a little bit. But I did like that we had him kind of going around, and it's like, if you cared enough as far as like being of the situation, he's like, is anybody out here? Is anybody coming? Did you eat today? Do they beat you? It's like, I can only, go so far. I don't want to get too involved. Like, I'll give you a little nutritious bar or something like that, but I'm not going to call and report to no services. It's very hands off. But I feel like something changed, or a little switch went off when it was like, oh, prepping is one thing and preparing, but now it's actually happening. I can really have my way down here or have a life that I never had before.
Yeah, and I think that's the objective, of course, when we get to Miss Terry, and we're about to get to her. But first, listen, where are the parents? And I said, oh, they're goners. Look at them, strung out. I said, is the needle still in their arm? I was like, grab the baby and go. Grab the baby and run. But looking back at it a second and then a third time in this moment, being all the while kind of familiar with the mailman because he comes by every day and they've had mutual interactions, there's still a hesitancy on Bean's part about whether or not I should trust him, which is a complete contrast to when he meets Terry. Immediately, it's like, let me grab my hand. I said, all right, she already got a new child. She just lost her too, and she got a new baby already. But of course, we see the incel with the heart of gold, and he says, listen, come with us. Your parents are strung out on the heroin. Do you want to live? Do you want to come? And Bean said, let me look back at the couch. Yeah, they look pretty bad. Like, maybe this is my best chance. This is my best chance. Red alert, red alert. And so reluctantly, Bean kind of goes on. But Tyra, what I really want to know from you is, who is Bean, or who does Bean represent? Because little baby Bean's not here for no reason. I really feel like he's significant. He's the eyes, he's the ears, he's kind of the quiet innocence of it all that eventually turns dark. I want to know from you, who is Bean, and did you think we were going to pick up another white baby? Did you think we were picking up another one?
Now look, I said another one? Not y'all putting us to work in the end days. Look, okay, first of all, it was hard not life over there. It was little Sammy over there in task all over again. I said, oh Lord, somebody rescue the baby. Somebody do something. The hesitation on Gary's part, like, I just can't. I would really love to know where his motives lied. Was it just like, I want to help someone? Or because you could have picked up, I'm sure there were, plenty of children or people who were just in a way. What made this little boy so different? And was it like, oh, I get the opportunity to be the father or the dad or the role model that I never was? Like, did he have any forethought, or was this just innocent? I'm going to say that it's innocent, I guess. But the way Bing said, I need a black. Where's the black woman? I need a matriarch. I need someone. No, you can't leave me with him. Like, I just can't trust this. I'm just not really sure. And I think it's natural for children or little boys to maybe be hesitant, because Gary's a sizable guy. He's a big guy. Like, I've seen you. I mean, I've encountered you on many a day coming on down here to deliver the mail. But where I do feel safe, wrap you up in my nice warm bosom. Where's the oh my God, B said, oh my God, it's a black woman. But it was a black woman also, experiencing loss, and he saw that. I think that vulnerability was like, oh, okay, there's some trust there, because she's having that call with Xavier, and it's like, she needs to come into the fold and come with us, because she's maybe experiencing the same thing, and I can see it. Whereas Gary, even though I've seen him on a regular basis, I just really don't know. But did I think that we were going to be collecting white tea babies like Pokemon? I was like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. But I did like that Terry had, some type of motherly instinct and representation to kind of tie in, because I don't think it was just Gary. It was like, I don't want to just leave this boy also, and I really don't have any options out here. Let me get in here and just take my chances. But yeah, I was like, Pokemon, gotta catch them all. You gotta catch all of them. All of them. Mm-hmm.
Tell you, it was like Infinity Stones. I said, okay, Thanos, like, we're just gonna collect all the Little and like we jest, y'all. It's fine. The babies need a home too. I wanted Bean to be rescued as well. I'm just saying.
Good. But
But
I'm
now,
telling you, get lost, little white tea children, any children, get lost. When you get lost, go find a black mama. She gonna get you where you need to be. I bet you that.
listen, that's word on the street. That's a lot of people will tell you. Their parents tell them if you ever get lost, if you ever get stranded, look for a black woman. She's gonna help and she's gonna get you back to where you need to be. But it very much gave Mama, Mama, Mama. I said, "Oh, little Bean." He ran to her, and then immediately Terry saying her goodbyes. And we've heard this message in season one. You know, basically her last appeal to Xavier: take care of the babies, take care of my children, we'll do what we can do. So immediately off that grief, then we have the Transformers flashing. She sees Bean as soon as Bean sees her, basically, and it's like, oh no, let me come see about this child. He's out here alone. Gary approaches, ma'am, we're doing this. Bean, get behind me. I said, oh yeah, that's the mama. Get behind me, Beanie baby. And Bean wasn't even trying to vouch or anything. Bean was like, yeah.
He was like, I thought Terry was gonna pop up and say, "Do you know this man? Did he kidnap you, Bean?"
Is
I
that your
didn't
dad?
know where we were going.
No. Who are you to him? How you know him? We don't have time for that, ma'am. Listen, I got a bunker. We got these eggs for these chicks. We're gonna go over here and mind our business. And reluctantly she says yes. But again, this is another situation where our first instinct about Gary is let me ease up. And I want to just remind us in every day, follow your first mind. Now, did it save them for a couple years? It did. But now, could they be locked in a dungeon somewhere? Absolutely. That could also be the case now, fooling with Gary. But again, Terry's now a new mom, not replacing the family that she had, but I think kind of giving her solace in this situation. So ultimately, she reluctantly goes with Bean, and now we're one big family in the bunker. Except at first, Miss Terry's in there counting her mushrooms in her head, just her and Bean. She's not gonna be bothered. Listen, I gotta have a talk with you, Miss Terry. Gary says Ennis don't like you. He don't love you. He don't want you here. He says that he wants to put you out if you don't pull your weight around here. So finally, she's like, okay, we're going to do it. And she becomes really the moral support of everyone down here. And honestly, everyone else down in the collective is really fun and friendly outside of Ennis, right? They're doing murals. They have Christmas that Terry implements and really is a mom to Bean. And like Gary says, that's our boy. We raised him together. We're co-parenting. So much so, he tries to make his move. He done built her the radio so she can contact, the outside world. But he also wants some of that lit, Tyra. And again, Tyra was in the Discord talking about, see, I knew he was a creep. And I was like, well, he just never had nothing nice. He sees a beautiful black woman here with a thick, strong edges. Like, he said, I want a piece. I want some of it. Terry's that girl. And she's the mother of my fake child. Like, I want to make this happen with her. And she immediately sets strong boundaries. Gary, it'll never be that. I'll love you in every other way. I'll be here for you for every other way. But when this dust when the dust settles and clears, I'm on my way to Colorado to go see about my husband and my children. So anyway, there's a peace down there for a little while. But I want to say one thing immediately, Tyra. Ennis didn't break that radio. Even though we see a confession down the road and an apology, that was a cover-up. Gary broke that radio. Gary sabotaged his own creation because she was getting too close to the truth. But talk to me about them acclimating to underground. They said they had enough food. They could have lived down there for multiple years with the 10 of them that they had down there. What you think?
First of all, shout out to Ennis doing the Lord's work. I love when they were going around and they were discussing their jobs and what they do. And Terry said hers, and Ennis was like, oh, irrelevant. So this is what we're doing. I did not have a problem with Ennis feeling like, in order for things to work like a fine oil machine, you have to pull your work. I understand there was loss, there's grief. We all lost something, but we all have to, handle things accordingly, or else you're just down here as another mouth to feed. We already brought you as well as Bean down here. Somebody got to do something. I'm leaving here with something. Bean can't do too much of anything. But I did understand Terry wanting to maintain, I was Joan of Arc in my former life. I want to keep some things from my former life and make things sensible down here. So when we do eventually go back out into the open, we won't be too tarnished and just jaded from being down here for so long, especially Ben, who is still in the prime of his childhood. I was not mad about that. I never thought that Ennis broke that radio. I never did. I never did. I never did. I just didn't. When I say like creep, and I meant that, it's in it, not in it. Gary gave off this nice guys finish first behavior. Like I didn't have to stop and get you. I didn't have to bring you in. I didn't even have to bring Bean in, but I brought you both into the fold. I even saved you when Ennis wanted to put you out. And I mean, since the world is ending and you know it's just me and you, what's up with that thing? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Like I don't owe you anything. Do I owe you my efforts to do my part, my energy, my friendship? Sure. But sexually, our relationship folding and growing over into something else. She said, "Baby, do you know I'm married? I'm married." It's just like you ain't never gonna see that man again. No. He thought that radio was gonna just calm the storm, and she can press a few buttons, calm down a bit. But once she gets down here and she realizes how nice I am and how good life can be, at the end of the road, she gonna give your boy a little reciprocity. No, I don't feel that way about you. But it just kind of felt earnest to just make those assumptions. It's just weird. It's crazy. I don't know if you guys have seen I think it's Cloverfield Lane. I think it's 10 Cloverfield Lane with John Goodman when he had a girl down there. And he's right about what's going on the outside, but his motives and the way that he handles getting the people down there in that bunker to listen to him are just insane. I think there's just a tinge of, but I did this for you. But this is my first time really doing something of anybody. I think there was a touch of power in the dynamic because now I have autonomy in a way that I never have. And I mean something down here that I didn't mean up there as your everyday average mailman. Why wouldn't you want to be with Big Daddy? Because I'm married and I have children and people that I need to get back to. So it's never going to be that. I think from that moment, his wheels were turning and realizing that eventually she's going to go off and find whomever. And what I feel like is my family is going to be gone. I ain't never trust him. Not even a little bit.
I did. And I think he thought what a lot of people think in post-apocalyptic America, Tyra, that she was going to be a Lori Grimes, that 2 minutes after the body was cold or not cold, that she was going to be busting it down. Listen, we're the only two.
Right, Lori. Lori said, "What that Shane do? Come on, Shane."
Lori said, "Oh, he couldn't make it. Oh, he didn't.
He come in? Oh, okay.
Tonight,
right now." Take me down. On his hard grass and pine cones in the backwoods and the dirt and the rocks, Shane. Because I ain't had none in all of a couple months since Rick died. We got to live in this apocalypse.
I'm just saying, every post-apocalyptic coochie be open and available, Tyra. Like we know this. I said Terry just happened to be a woman of virtue. Okay. But I'm just saying, they lived together. It was years down there. And she said, "No, this box is tight and closed for Xavier. I'm going to wait till I see my husband." And I like that level of faith.
Gary would have gave Gary some room if he had tried to speak with her beforehand to say, "Well, I know we're friends and I love you, Terry, but do you ever think that we could be anything more?" No, you just go straight in for the kiss. Like, all right, I don't owe you anything, sir.
Open mouth and everything. I was like, that's wild, Gary. That's wild, incel Gary. Yikes. So now, after the beginning of the story has been told, Xavier's back. I'm top cop. Listen, because I still don't trust you. Hold this white baby. Never. This is my white baby. You'll never be able to hold of it. Well, what's the baby's name? Annie's baby girl. All right, Xavier. Fine. Do you have a battery? Do you have any guns? Do you have any bullets? What can we do? Well, there's the Thunderdome up the street, and I honestly think it was our good auntie Tyra. What's his name? Who just did the Mariah Carey songs. What's his name from Pose, child? What's his name, y'all, in the chat? He had the bob on and was singing the Mariah Carey tribute. What is his name from Pose? Well, yes, pray tell. I nothing got pray tell, and then I saw that it was not the same person. But listen, I'm gonna take you to the Thunderdome. You're gonna get what you need. Immediately, the black motorcycle man is like, "No, you can't have anything from me. We're good people around here. We're good people. You can't have a battery, a working battery, a clacker. What are you trying to do?" Because basically, at this point, it's the understanding is that the wife and everybody else from the post office is now in this guarded thing that's just a couple miles up the road. Gary says, "Listen, I tried on my own to get him, but I just wasn't equipped for it. So now, with you here, Top Cop, you'll be able to save us." So we get over there. But what I really want to talk about before we get it, because I have a slide of, the beautiful lesbian couple, I want to talk about Xavier's really stark contrast, because again, this is the Xavier I was looking for all this season since we've seen him. And I'm like, why now with the weakest, right, perceived weakest man we've met this entire time are you going the hardest? Because it's very overt. Yeah, no. Yeah, I left the baby with them because my wife trusted him. I still don't know you, Gary, because I'm going to give you from the count of 10 to get your ugly, yeller, no good lion keister your guts full of lead. All right, you need to tell me what's going on, Gary. And we still don't get there, but I want to know really right here in this slide, Tyra, why now is Xavier deciding to be this Secret Service top cop that he hasn't been all season?
Because the story said he had to. I'm going to assume that from the moment that Xavier arrived, because he's assessing the scene, doing his top cop thing, and he's looking, oh, those are the pictures that we took just before Terry, got taken away and this. I'm thinking that hopefully he's putting two and two together, because even though we're just as guarded and you not holding my baby, it's still, so what are you going to do? See, first I'm going to scale the wall. Then I'm going to leap over, build a bomb. Then I'm going to throw. Like, why are you telling him your blow by blow, your play? This is how you build. And do you have wire? Do you have duct tape? Do you have batteries? Do you have to, why do you have to tell him? You don't have to tell him everything. You don't have to tell him your entire plan to get your fam back. We don't have to do that. But I was like, we could leave the baby with them, but we couldn't leave the baby with the nice people who built the little parachute sling to even carry the baby around in. What was the difference? What was the difference? I just really didn't understand. And I don't know. I'm hoping that he knows something that we don't, because even though I guess Gary was forthcoming with information, there was no earnest. I'm going to do whatever I got to do. What do you have? We don't have none of that. I don't know what I've never seen. We ain't got no weapons. I ain't never seen what. Please. I'm hoping that he can see like maybe this is an act and I need to keep my chin up. I'm definitely not letting you hold this baby. But if it's just like, oh, for story's sake, I need you to be Xavier 24/7. I need you to be Xavier.
For continuity's sake, and y'all saying he didn't know his wife is alive since he's been on the plane. Mayday, Mayday. He's known that Terry's been alive, y'all. What I'm saying is that how he behaved after he crash landed that plane, since the damn Lord of the Flies, Children of the Corn, from, oh girl, yes, massa bossing him all the way. This is not who Xavier has showed up as until now. Like, he's just not been the same person.
He is not. And I wanted him to ask a few more questions, because it's just like, I just wanted him to ask one question. If everybody's gone and they took this person and they took, why are you still here? Why didn't they take you? Why were you left behind? Like, something is just not connecting. That just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, what was that play? And I think he's blaming his friend. Well, he put these things into play and he sold us out. That still doesn't make any sense as to why they would leave you behind, because you're sitting here acting like you can't fight. But if you can and you're not capable with a weapon or just skilled in any way, how did you hide? Like, it's not making any sense. So I'm hoping Xavier is connecting dots that we haven't, and a switch has gone off. But it has not been this Xavier the whole show. It has not. Even when we get here and he's telling the story about how, oh, well, this person and this person, they got comfortable with, I guess, the civilian life on the outside, and they were all kind of planning to leave. And I'm hoping some wheels are turning, because I'm like, this doesn't make any sense, right?
It doesn't.
And even when we get here and the man's like, oh, a battery, I can't give you that. But as soon as they bring up Terry's name, it's like, okay, well, I can give you one for that. We didn't know that you had that connection. Why couldn't we use Gary's name? Like, what is the disposition that the people have with you to where it's like there's a tinge of, oh my God, we haven't seen you in such a long time. Like, what are you doing here? But there wasn't like, oh my God, it was like, oh. It's something's off, and he better be feeling it, because if he's not, then they just writing stuff to be this way.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If this is all even really happening in the real world, Tyra, because what I'm going to say is, here you go and we meet people who were in the fallout shelter with us all this time. They clearly know nothing about the abductions of everyone else. From our perspective, when we're seeing it, it's like everybody was about to go their own way. That's why Ennis and him are having the conversation that, yeah, only the lonely, it'll just going to be back to us in our two lonely guy ways, because everybody else is gone. So now you're here with them. This is their first time seeing you in a long time, Gary. They're not like, how's everybody else? Where's everybody else? There was just really, really big gaps where I feel like we're missing something. Something's not clicking, Steven. And so again, at this point, it's like, all right, I got the stuff I need to build my munitions and take out not the 15, Xavier corrected them, 16 armed men, but they're not professionals like me. So, I'll be able to get in and get out. All right.
He lied about that. He was like, oh, it's like 5 men and 2 guns down there. Go on down there, Xavier. You can take him. He's been lying since he got there.
Just a mess. And so now Xavier's like, she was like, yeah, because I remember she used to make me read Lemony Snicket to Bean every night. Oh, she trusted you with story time.
That makes sense.
And now we kind of get into this dream world. Again, not to just throw it out there, but to kind of throw it out there. The dreams are where Xavier's hooking up with linking with Link already, right? And what does he say? It was such an important role and responsibility to be the one that set the tone for your child's dreams and when they enter that next state or whatever. So I'm really curious about the significance. Like you said, we had some beautiful people, post-apocalyptic people last episode who were willing to risk it all. After you broke into their house, they came and midwifed the baby and helped Annie bury the body, even tried to make her a little wooden headstone. Like, come on, that baby could have stayed with them and you could have circled back. But now, because these two read Good Night, Charlie, Good Night, Sweetheart, Lemony Snicket's series of unfortunate events, they are worthy to hold this white baby and to keep it safe from all hurt, harm, and danger while you go do this dummy mission. Because you can't make me believe Gary's not setting him up for absolute annihilation. But hey, if they say they can be trusted, Tyra, go on, usher us into the dream world. But now we go back in the day, allegedly, right? And I think this is now we're seeing what really went down. We see Ennis have a conversation with Terry because they've got the mail truck ready to go. She's on her way to Colorado. She's taking Bean because, listen, it'll be better that way. I just need to make some more corn fuel or whatever, and we're going to be gone. But baby Bean sees something while he's out scavenging for mushrooms. He says there's a train coming and it's full of people and da-da-da-da-da. And so immediately Ennis is like, Terry and Bean, y'all stay here. Me and Gary, me? You want me to go with you, Ennis? Like, you sure about that? To go see who these train people are. And so on the way there, Ennis is really like, yeah, buddy, it's going to be me and you. It's really going to be me and you, because everyone's going their own separate ways. I hope you're ready for that. And immediately this doesn't sit well with Gary. And we feel inevitably what's coming. But we arrive on the train, Tyra, to the lady with the tea. Because she said, we're restarting America, right? We're restarting America. I have this fake nasty coffee tea I'm going to serve you. And this is all based on a damn video game character. We're following this young man. I'm not even the leader. I'm just playing my part to get there. We're going to be camped here for 2 weeks, and then we're heading to Colorado to bring up the rear and to bring up reinforcements. I was a teacher, teach the world, or what did she say her organization was? Anyway,
or
something like that.
Teachers Without Borders. Teachers Without Borders.
Teachers Without Borders. And so Ennis and Gary are taking it all in. Gary's getting more flustered as the day goes on because really now at this point, we know what's about to happen. And in the next slide, Ennis reminds him of that. But at this portion, Tyra, it's finally confirmed to us that they are linking Link to the game Zelda. And so I have a slide for that as well. But talk to me about the lady with the T and where you think we're going with this. And was this these don't seem like, again, this whole link organs, they have not been violent people to civilians.
No.
The merry band of jits came in, they didn't put a finger on the girl. I mean, it's like they made her eggs and bacon. I'll never forget it. They made her boar bacon and quail eggs, Tyra. These people are not dangerous people, but they're guarding something. That's the one thing that we learned. They are guarding something. But whoever wants to come, whoever's got a skill, they can hop on board and we can ride this train.
Not that I want everybody to be flesh eating and violent in the apocalypse, but Lord, are these people nice? Everybody's so kind. Everybody's so kind. Something just feels off and feels really disconnected from that damn dome. I'm like, are we in alternate timelines, or are we like something is just off? I feel like there's a reason why we're so disconnected and why we're really not spending any time in the dome, because I feel like there's going to be like a revelation of like, oh, this was before or something. Just even with these people, what is this? What we're still 3 years in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
this does not give 3 years in. The way these people bountied up, and even just their aesthetic, it feels like it's been some time. I just don't know. I felt like since the season started, something is disconnecting, and they want us to get away from the dome for a reason. Because even with it being a sanctuary and it has all these modern technology and they've been protected and fed, that still doesn't make as much sense for me as to why your everyday average person who was left out of it in the span of 3 years are at this point. I don't know. I don't know. I don't.
Thing. I was like, there's still coffee in 3 years. Like there's still coffee.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, oh, we got this, like the tea, even the boar in the eggs, in the quail eggs. I was like, are you out of rations already? Everything's already gone. Was it blown to smithereens? Like something's just not making sense with the food, with their dynamics, with their clothing. It's just off, and I'm just wondering where this places him. I mean, at this point, are we going to meet anybody who's about that life? Everybody's just really kind and open, and it's like, well, yeah, after we finish this tea and fuel up, you're welcome to come along with us. We're all going the same place. Kya, kya, kya. I was like, okay, all right, but this connection that they all seem to have to Link is literally like the missing link. So I think the more that we know about him and his situation, the more that we'll know as far as like where we are and why we're here. But I feel like we are so disconnected from that damn dome.
Oh Lord, and we are. And what's interesting is that because we also do get Mad Max references, but we know that's crazy violent. Like that is a whole different type of situation, many years removed from, you know, the end, quote unquote, end of a civilization or whatever. So it's really interesting because I'm like, Thunderdome, that's what we're doing. FU. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing. Okay. And Tina Turner and drag. I get it. Hey, it works. But Zelda, of course, is a video game. And the series centers on the various incarnations of Link, a courageous young man of the elf-like Hylian race, and Princess Zelda, a princess within the bloodline of the goddess Hylia. They fight to save the land of Hyrule from Ganon, an evil warlord turned demon king who wishes to use the Triforce, a sacred relic that can grant any wish to its users' desire when complete, to remake the world in his own dark image. Immediately, Ganon to me is going to mirror our Sinatra. She's looking for this thing that's going to grant her ultimate wish, I think, of bringing her son back to life. But anyway, Link himself is the soul of a legendary hero that throughout history is reincarnated within a seemingly ordinary boy or young man. Whenever evil arises to defeat Ganon, Link usually obtains mystical master swords or similar legendary weapon. Also, incendiary devices, Tyra. Which again, you know, Link. So Link is some sort of reincarnation, but I don't know. Is he Xavier reincarnated? Is he Calvin reincarnated? But there's some sort of link here. So I just had to throw this in there. I know you probably don't want to say anything about it because I know you don't want to go over there, but I just had to put that there.
I don't want to go over there. It's not that. I just want, when we get there, it better make sense. That's all I want. Just make it all tie in. Because at this point, it just feels like, oh, we thought that was going to be a cute little one-off season and limited. Oh, y'all want some more of this show? Oh, now we have to go and pull from every single mystery sci-fi drama that we've seen and give you cryostasis. That the little boy probably somewhere frozen in the back of Sinatra's office as you trying to bring him back to life. There's a chamber of locked doors and secrets and time machines, and it's, come on. It's just, as long as it makes sense in the end and it's still just as good and the writing's great, I'm here for it, but don't play in my face with all of this stuff because y'all just be doing too much. I mean, make it make sense. That's all. I'm chilling.
Well, it's a 3 series order, so we are, or three season order, so we will have a final season next season, and it'll be done for, allegedly. That's what Sterling K. Brown has said on his interview. All right. So now we're here, and Ennis still can't keep his mouth shut because now it's affirmed. Yeah, because now she don't even have to make no more corn oil. She on her way. She finna get on that train, Gary. And I know it's gonna hurt you, man. I know. Damn, it's gonna hurt real bad. But you're gonna be all right. But yeah, she and Bean out of your life forever. Next thing I know, he done pulled the blicky. Pop, pop, pop. And and Bean saw it all, Tyra. Saw it all through the fence. Now, this is going to be interesting because to me, this defines whether or not Terry is even still alive, if she's with another band or force, if they ran away, or if Gary has her somewhere. But what did you think of this moment and how really the shots parallel when we see Gary and Xavier walking through that moment at the railroad tracks, kind of like this crossroads of, am I going to believe you? Am I not going to believe you? But him really unaliving the closest person to him, a person that was pre the collapse of humanity and all of that. And he was so quick, willingly, with no remorse, to unalive this man in cold blood, in the broad daylight, with his son in the background. Tyra, talk to me about it. Were you expecting this?
Girl, Ennis say it's gonna be me and you, boo. me and you, bestie. And I don't think it was anything sexual or romantic or anything like that. But it's like we started this with the idea of it just being us. Like, of course, we're bringing in people who are necessary for survival, but this is our thing. And it kind of shifted with you just solely focusing on Terry. And that's not something that Ennis expected or wanted. And I also feel like it was something that was jealous. Like, it was some jealousy. Like, you were supposed to be my person and I was supposed to be yours. And now you brought this woman in here. And it's like, oh, okay, now she's leaving. Let me go and reiterate with her. Like, oh, this is going to tear him up, girl. It ain't no coming back, girl. He going to be hurt. I mean, like it's like let me go double check to make sure all hope is lost. Like, yeah, he not gonna dot a little tear and then make you stay, right? You're going because this is gonna wear him out. He ain't gonna come back from this that quick. He love y'all so much. Yes, I understand. This is what has to be done. I have to go find my family. The mail truck is working. Aisha he said, "All right, girl, catch you later." It's like he said, I never hated you. I never hated you. I just really hated what you represented and meant here as far as my dynamic with Gary. That was my friend. We did this together. But once we got here, and I had been waiting on this because I knew Gary was diabolical. I knew it. I was like, oh, shocker. Oh my God, I'm so shocked that you're going to prioritize your own desires and needs in connection to Terry and Bean and take out your so-called best friend. Yeah, that this was not surprising at all. I was surprised that Bean saw it. As soon as I saw Bean, I said, "Oh, baby, they chained up somewhere in a basement in a locked dungeon. It's Misery. It's the Saw movie. Terry is chained up." From the moment that Xavier got there, the plan was already in motion. Let me keep you at bay and place the scent somewhere else because, oh, they took her. She's gone. She's with them. So not only do you maybe go over there and self-eliminate because they take you down because there's so many against one, or in the midst of this journey, I might just take you out like I did Ennis because Terry is mine and I'm getting my woman. It's my black woman and I need her now. But in the midst of that, if I can get you to, either self-eliminate or them to whatever, then that takes away each and every threat. Because he knows if he takes out the whole bunker or the aspect of getting there in the dome, then she can maybe not even worry about her children. They can take out them children. or they can take out the children in Xavier, or they can just take out that one, and then I can do my part with Xavier. So when I do go down there and visit her, wherever the hell I have her locked up, girl, he dead, right? He's dead. He's dead. Your children gone. So yeah, what you doing later? Like, this is not going to end the way that you wanted to, Gary. But I'm sure Bean went and ran to who he's trusted the most. Let me go tell Mama Terry what's going on, and I'm sure he came to intercept, and he locked them up somewhere.
Oh, Jesus. I know he got him, Lord. I know he got him somewhere. Lord. Oh, come on, Xavier, because this is my thing. Xavier senses something. And again, this is the first time I feel like he's really using some instincts and some discernment. I know you got something to tell me, Gary. Just might as well just go on and tell me now, buddy. We can do this the easy way or we can do this the hard way. But either way, we're going to do it, Gary, because don't forget, I'm that one. All right. And Gary says, you know what? I have to tell you something. I loved I fell in love with your wife. All right. But she loved you, Xavier. She loved you more. So now my primary goal and mission is to help you find her. And I know they have her, Xavier. Good man, Gary. Then we'll do that. We'll do that together. Let's solidify our bond with this handshake on the same railroad tracks that you unalived your best friend. This is deception. This is disgrace. This is all of the above. This is a disaster waiting to happen. And look at Sterling, properly lit and well moisturized in this scene. I really
playing with him.
Listen, they did. Season 1 especially. But he's well moisturized and well lit in this scene. And I just wanted to comment on that. Tyra, talk to me about this.
I be trying to just chill in the back and not bring that up, but don't you ever present Sterling being, poorly lit and with them lips looking like we ain't seen Carmex or Vaseline in many a day. So what is going on the set? Can y'all moisturize Sterling K. Brown, please? This was a better shot. Now, granted, we're in the sunshine, but they be playing with my boy. Xavier better come on around the corner. I think that he's seen enough. Like, we don't come from being a Secret Serviceman and guarding the president to this and, oh no, I just had all my guards down as far as Gary is concerned, and he was forthcoming because I know he was hiding something, and so I didn't trust him. So if he said that, he was in love with my wife, but it was never reciprocated, then that's all I needed to know. Let's forge ahead. Have your antennas up. I feel like they're up, and we're just waiting. But I think there's a maybe a plan with Xavier to, if it is that, then I can't do anything or rub him the wrong way or take him out before he tells me where my wife is. It has to be that. You can't tell me he's falling for anything that Gary's offering.
Well, he's been down there in that that fallout shelter. He's seen some signs. She hid that picture in her pillow. There are little Easter eggs, little crumbs, little breadcrumbs, I think.
It was the picture.
Hopefully Xavier, it was eerie the way Gary was looking up at Terry in that picture. I wish I would have got a screenshot of that, but it looks so, he was looking up like, it was so weird. Everyone else is looking forward, smiling, just a happy family. Anyway, Xavier better be bigger than the program here, because don't go and make enemies of these people. They are armed. You have nothing but a car battery and some little empty munitions, okay? Like, listen, you're not one man Captain America. So now, getting over here, where are Terry and Bean, really? Because y'all were trying to tell me last week, oh, they're in Colorado. No, the hell they're not. Yeah, they did not get away from this man. They did it. They did. Gary got them somewhere. I don't know where. And the absolute, if y'all thought Interview with a Vampire had unreliable narrators, I fear Gary is the most unreliable narrator. I don't even know if these were all of the events that took place down there in the fallout shelter. I'm questioning everything, Tyra. For you, where's Bean and where's Terry? And can we trust anything, any of the narration that he's provided this episode?
No, none of the, no. Absolutely not. No, because where is everyone? Though we depict, happy life for quite some time, and then it's like, oh, okay, things are calm now, and everybody's kind of going their separate ways. A lot of the people down there did not give I'm just ready to forge ahead and go and be in the Thunderdome and whatnot. This is safety and sanctuary for a lot of them, and there are a lot of things here to why would you want to leave? It's not like from the Thunderdome representation here and the Mad Max of it all. What are you really just going out to? The way they were like, yeah, we're going to go out and the market and make and sell things in the Thunderdome. I was like, what? In this trade market, so this Trader Joe's Village situation here. This none of this is just making any sense for the time span. I don't think he's accounted for everybody else where they went. Did he go and lose his mind, run everybody off? Has he did some? It gives Jonestown sip the Kool-Aid. It gives Jim Jones behavior. I don't know what he did, but Terry is in here. She has not left this mail place. She's still here. She's still here. She's locked up somewhere. It might be soundproof wherever because we haven't explored all of it. But I'm just hoping that our husband knows that we're in here and we're close by. Ashley, you muted.
I was just saying he better know. He better smell her pheromones or something or her mushrooms. He need to listen. And Terry's a very smart. Well, they said she made penicillin. She didn't come up with everything while they were down there. She showed herself to be useful. That doctorate came in handy somewhere. Mac reviews. I won't. This honestly, I'm not mad at the love interest. I buy it. In any post-apocalyptic story, I'm gonna buy the idea of throwing themselves into relationship or sex with somebody or crushing on somebody, especially because you kind of get that last woman, last man on earth type of vibe, and people cling to that. So it doesn't necessarily bother me, especially because it's one-sided. If Terry had been into it, I might agree that it was more basic, but I think that like longing plays into the incel of it all and the unexpected incel of it all, because when you're initially watching it, everyone would almost, well, I did. Listen, I was like, oh, he just really cares. He's just a really kind, nice guy who fell in love with this woman.
Stick with me in the apocalypse, Ashley. You're go far.
But Tyra, do you think the love storyline is basic and lacking in nuance for you?
This was very predictable. It's expected with these type of shows, but I think they subverted making it like everything else because they did make Gary's character so nuanced, and we did spend the latter part of the episode with him, and in the beginning just with him kind of building up his solo narrative and then the relationship that he has with Terry. I think they gave enough to make it interesting. I think what's going to be like the hammer is Xavier, and whether he's picking up on the social cues that I shouldn't trust this person and I maybe need to go a little deeper and search for my wife. I'm not mad at it though, but I'm not going to sit and act like, oh man, I had so much hope for Gary. He was a good man, Savannah. I never trusted
I
Gary.
wanted to believe Gary. I said, oh, he's just a gentle giant, an incel.
Girl.
But anyway, we're restarting the world, Tyra, and I want to know from you and from everyone in the chat. Drop it in there. Are Link, Bean, and Xavier and Baby Calvin all connected? For whatever reason, I'm feeling like Bean, Link, Xavier. I'm feeling like there's all some sort of commonality and thread between them, right? Because Baby Calvin, born into the new world, we had our little what is her name? Our little Zelda baby, the little princess, right? The little white baby. Then we have Bean now, who kind of still represents innocent, but came out of this really harsh and dangerous world. And Link bring like the life giver. So I'm wondering, could they all be incarnations of the same type of thing, like sent here to restart the world, Tyra?
Why do you do this?
No.
I don't know. Like, I swear, it's just this is the throw the stuff at the wall mentality. Like, I'm sure a couple of people watch this be like, oh, they're alternate timelines. Bean is really Link in a formal life, and he's all hope for humanity.
Right.
you know how to. I mean, like the situation in the delivery episode in the New Hope and the babies being born. Hopefully, there's some relevance and some relevance and some importance there, because we didn't carry this baby all across the universe and whatnot. Like, there has to be something. But the Link at this point, I'm like, I just feel like I'm just gonna rest on what I think is going on here. I really think that we're in alternate timelines. I really do. I feel like this connection and us fading, and we see Xavier following behind Link and it's all cloudy. I feel like that's a time, gone by that we just haven't gotten to. And some's at play here that I'm really not into, but I'm gonna pretend to be for the show. Cause you don't get to ground me like that for one season and then take me off all willy-nilly here. The show is still good and interesting, but it's like, Lord, just it feels like too much dip on the chip. I don't know who's Link. They're all nice white babies.
They're gonna go back. It's all gonna make sense. Watch, we're gonna watch this back and be like, oh, that was in season 1. Like, oh,
It better.
we got it. Any predictions for episode 6, Tyra? Drop it in the section. What are your theories? What are your predictions? Are there any theories or predictions you want us to talk about next week? Let us know.
Well, they keep trying to kind of distract from whatever the status quo of the last episode is. I feel like we've spent too much time in this modern post-apocalypse outside the dome. So I'm thinking that next episode, we're going to probably spend the entire episode inside of the dome, catching up with the people, events that we've seen. I was like, when we going to get back to Miss Mama's shanking the president in the middle of the street? Like, we just... And Miss Thing being arrested. We've kind of just left that. So hopefully next episode, we're just over there with that and getting into why Sinatra is siphoning off energy and storing it. What's her master plan? Anything. Because we're at this point that the stories feel so disjointed. I feel like we have to be in an alternate timeline. So that's going to be my theory.
This bright light is always significant. Sinatra, I've got a plan. We've got Project Alex or Alex a person. We have all of the lights hit in the face. I was like, okay, we're being illuminated. We're going to figure this out. But y'all, that's all we got for it. For Paradise Season 2, Episode 5. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for chatting with us. Tyra, anything you want to let people know we got going on before we head in?
Oh, y'all, be on the lookout. If you are not watching Love Story over there on Hulu and them FX streets, it is so good. And we talk about it on Fridays. It's everything for any and everybody who is over there in those Game of Thrones first time watch streets. We are running it back, and I will be watching House of the Dragon for the first time ever in life starting tomorrow. So yeah, if y'all want to be a part of that, be sure to roll up and support us in those endeavors.
Absolutely. And don't forget, immediately following this live, we will be hopping on to talk about a 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days, episode 13, y'all. And I don't foresee it being very long, but you never know. But thank y'all for coming through. Again, be sure to drop your rating of this episode and any theories or predictions that you have for the rest of the season. And we will see y'all in the next video.
Aliens.